Hi everyone, Erica Hodes here with the Heller Career Development Center, and today I'd like to talk to you about the end of an interview. I've been there, you've probably been there. You've prepped well for your interview and you are doing great. You know how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. You can talk about your experience in an interesting narrative style, and you know how to discuss your strengths and weaknesses because you watched our previous video. But at the end of the interview, when it's your turn to ask something, your mind goes blank. But the truth is, the questions you ask in an interview are just as important as the questions that you answer. And unfortunately, so many strong candidates stumble through this last step. And I want to be clear. The worst approach you can take to this end is to not have any questions prepared. But what should you ask? You can always ask clarifying questions, things that came up in the interview that you want to get a little bit more information about, and you can always ask about next steps, right? Where do we go from here? But I'd also like to give you a few examples to help you really impress your interview and get you to the next round or to an offer. All right, are you ready? First strategy, turn the question around. They've asked you already why you want to work for them, but what do they love about coming to work? What makes them excited to get up in the morning? This type of question helps you get to know the interviewer, but it also helps to get a look at the organizational culture. If they say that they love the collaborative teamwork, if they say that they really feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves and the mission is what drives them, or if they say that they feel like they work on really new and interesting things all the time. All of those answers give you insight into whether or not the position might be a good fit for you. All right, approach number 2, think strategically. A great question shows that you are already thinking of yourself in the role you're interviewing for. What does success look like? What do I need to know to hit the ground running from day one? What can I accomplish in the next 30, 60, or 90 days that will make an impact for you as an organization and for me? How can this role work collaboratively with others to push the mission forward? Right? This shows that you are already there in the mindset, and it makes it easier for the interviewer to think of you in the role. All right, third and finally, think big picture. You're interviewing for one role, but how does that role fit into the larger goals of the organization? What are some of the big picture plans that this job will contribute to? Alternately, what are some of the challenges ahead, and how can I, in this particular role, help? Right? Thinking big picture shows that you're not just concerned about landing this job, you're genuinely interested in thinking about your career and how it contributes to the organization, to the team, to the problem at hand. Interviewers love seeing that. All right, so is there anything that you should avoid when it's time to ask questions? I'm glad you asked. Yes. The things you want to avoid are questions about perks and salary. You want to save those until you have an offer on the table. You also want to avoid asking any questions about the organization that you could easily find online. You should have done your research prior to coming to the interviewer. And of course, as I said at the beginning of this video, the worst thing you can do, and you should absolutely avoid, is the answer of not having any questions. Usually that looks like, this has been a great conversation and you've answered all of my questions. It sounds like you had some, but in the end, it just shows that you're not thinking that creatively. Want to know more? Make an appointment with your career advisor and do a deeper dive on this issue. And of course, be sure to check out our other videos in the links below. See you next time.